Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts. Exactly 1 month after fleeing from wildfires threatening their community, people from Wrigley, Northwest Territories can return home. Just 1 hour ago, the evacuation order for the community was lifted. That was the only evacuation order still in place in the NWT. Jocelyn Chappelle joins me now with the latest. So Jocelyn, what do we know at this point?
Yeah, well, Megan, while the evacuation order has been lifted, an evacuation alert remains in place. That means residents still need to be prepared to leave the community on short notice. Wrigley's residents were ordered to evacuate on June 29th. Roughly 130 people evacuated. Around 100 were registered in Fort Smith. Additionally, around 20 essential workers were also ordered to leave on July 19th due to the fire worsening close to Wrigley. Crews spent recent days establishing fire breaks and preventative measures to reduce the risk of the fire spreading to structures in town.
So what should residents know about the return then?
Yeah, if people are driving back to Wrigley, they'll need to know that the ferry is back up and running, operating at regular hours. That's between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. There will be no extended ferry hours. As for flights, there will be 2 leaving Fort Smith with a maximum of 35 passengers per flight. They're scheduled to leave tomorrow at 9:45 a.m. and 4:15 p.m. People can register for those flights at the Pelican Rapids Inn lobby right now. As heavy equipment and large trucks continue to leave the community, officials are asking people to be extra cautious when traveling on the highways. Another thing worth noting is how to get food when heading back home to Wrigley. If possible, stopping in Hay River may be the best option. Because of the wildfire that threatened Fort Simpson, freezers and food supply there is extremely limited, with the majority of frozen meat and food in the community thrown out after those residents returned earlier this month.
Okay, thank you so much, Jocelyn. That's the CBC's Jocelyn Chappelle reporting live in studio tonight. The demand for housing across the northern capital cities slowed down last year. That's according to a new report from the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, or CMHC. It seems like good news, but the reasons behind it paint a different picture. Here are some key points from the latest Northern Housing Report. Overall, demand for housing is down, but that's not because there's suddenly more housing. The CMHC says slower population growth likely accounts for that drop, and the supply of homes hasn't caught up with demand. Take rental vacancy rates, for example, which are low across all 3 territories. In 2025, Whitehorse had a rental vacancy rate of 1.9%. Yellowknife was 1.3%. And in Iqaluit, rental vacancies were just 0.3%. Samuel Watt dives deeper into those numbers and explains the issues at play.
The CMHC's Deputy Chief Economist says there are larger issues at play, like overcrowding. Rental rates remained extremely low in Iqaluit last year at 0.3%. That equates to roughly 6 vacant units out of nearly 2,000.
That's a high degree of overcrowding in housing. There's a lot of overcrowding in social housing.
A 2024 Auditor General of Canada report found roughly 45% of Nunavummiut relying on public housing were living in overcrowded units. It's an issue in Yellowknife too. The city's vacancy rate declined to 1.3% according to the CMHC report. Affordability for homeowners continues to be a concern. While sales rose in Whitehorse and Yellowknife, the average home price reached a new record in Yukon's capital city.
Unfortunately, people may be giving up on home ownership, but people still need to be housed.
The territories are also struggling with high construction costs and supply chain issues, and that's affecting the pace of new builds. The report found the amount spent on building new homes last year was a lot lower than in 2021. In Whitehorse and Yellowknife, construction costs are consistently up to 1.5 times higher than a southern city like Calgary. But there's not enough data on Iqaluit. The CEO of the Ukutak Society, which runs shelters in Iqaluit, takes issue with that, especially given the number of federal investments slated for the territory.
You'd think investing there, as they plan to do, they would have that information available.
But at the heart of all this is people and the ability to afford living in the north. The CMHC's Ab Yorkworth believes addressing supply chain issues is one step towards making housing more affordable. Samuel Watt, CBC News, Yellowknife.
An update now to a story we brought you yesterday on Northbeat. Indigenous Services Canada has confirmed it now has funding to pay for travel costs for residential school survivors and their family members to continue in-person counselling. The funding will pay for travel costs in the NWT and Nunavut for the rest of the fiscal year. It applies to both clients and counsellors. The news comes after counsellors were told last week that travel costs would no longer be paid for, leaving many clients in remote communities without the chance to continue in-person counselling. Counsellors and Dene National Chief George Mackenzie denounced that decision. In an emailed statement to CBC, Indigenous Services Canada says the funding will allow both in-person and virtual services to continue while the department works to develop a plan for the coming years. We're soon approaching a verdict on a retrial in the Northwest Territories. Zach Lafferty is charged with second-degree murder in the death of 17-year-old Dejan Drybones in Betchakol in 2023. Devin Tredick was at the courthouse in Yellowknife today.
It's been a complicated week for the jury. Earlier this week, jurors heard that another person, who was not the accused, literally had blood on his hands. We don't know whose blood that was. The Crown prosecutor says jurors were not meant to hear any of that, and the judge told the jury to disregard it. Dejan Drybones was stabbed. When police officers arrived at the house he was staying at in 2023, they say they found trails of blood leading to his body. Some of his friends were asleep at the time. One police officer testified that Drybones told them before he died that Lafferty had stabbed him. The jury in Lafferty's first trial last year couldn't come to a decision. This trial could end soon, but a clerk with the Supreme Court says it could last as long as Saturday. Devin Tredick, CBC News, Yellowknife.
The federal government is putting nearly $7 million towards developing northern energy. Federal Environment Minister Julie DeBruschen announced the funding at Yukon University's Whitehorse campus on Wednesday. She was joined by several local politicians. The money will go towards clean energy projects in the Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut. It comes after a year of power outages, restoration issues, and overloaded power grids across the territories. DeBruschen says clean energy growth in Canada is taking shape in the north.
But unlocking that potential requires modern infrastructure. Infrastructure that connects communities, supports economic growth, and helps to get us to net zero by 2050, all the while improving people's quality of life. And clean energy is a fundamental part of that vision. As energy demand grows and new economic opportunities emerge, reliable and affordable energy will be essential to unlocking the North's full potential.
More than $2.8 million will go towards a biomass feasibility study for downtown Whitehorse and grid impact research in the Yukon. The Northwest Territories will see about $760,000 for a hydrokinetic turbine project in the Mackenzie River. And nearly $3 million is earmarked for solar hybrid system design, carbon analysis, and wind measurement projects in Nunavut. An exploration company says it's moving ahead with efforts to reopen a gold, silver, and copper mine in central Yukon. Selkirk Copper Mines wants to reopen the shuttered Minto mine just south of Pelly Crossing. It already held a meeting in the community about the work, and it's planning to hold meetings in other communities soon. The CEO says the company is planning ahead and even thinking about how it'll eventually wrap up operations.
You really have to be close to the land, be close to the asset, and you have to understand not just what you do for the startup, but you have to envision what it might look like, 15 or 20 years from now when you're going into closure. So it's just a part of the philosophy that the industry is taking. I think in this particular instance, it's maybe just a little new around this asset. I think some of the closure plans, even the ones that we're coming up right now, are somewhat preliminary, and we just have to work through them. But it's the right way to do the business.
Jodry says Selkirk Copper doesn't want to rush through technical decisions. The tentative restart date is sometime in 2028. A program in the NWT wants to provide every small community in the territory with at least one safe and cool space. It's called the Cleaner, Cooler Airspace Project. Its goal is to supply standalone air conditioners and medical-grade air purifiers for community spaces, like smaller rec centers or halls. It's all because of the ongoing fire-ridden summers for parts of the Northwest Territories, and this year, throughout Canada and around the world. More and more experts say these smoky, hot, dry conditions are the new norm. 25 out of the 29 small communities in the NWT have signed on for the Clean, Cooler Airspace project, and the person behind it says he's happy to help.
And that's sometimes a hard thing to do when you've got a big environmental problem that is hard for a person or a leadership team in a community to solve. So having a solution, even if it's not a very perfect solution, but still a solution that helps a cleaner airspace, might not be perfect, but it is a much better airspace for people to be in.
Inuvik, Fort Smith, Yellowknife, and Hay River are not part of the program because their community spaces and populations are too big. Van Dam says the long-term solution is to install air purification systems within buildings' central HVAC systems. The Cleaner Cooler Airspace project is organized through the NWT Parks Recreation and Parks Association with support from the NWT Office of the Chief Public Health Officer. A Yellowknife food bank says it's seeing the trickle-down effects of the growing cost of living. The Salvation Army says more people are relying on its services, and the organization is struggling to keep up. The CBC's Saloni Bugra reports.
Everything else is just shake hands.
This food bank user outside the Salvation Army in Yellowknife says food bank supplies are just not enough. The food bank used to give out bags with fresh produce and meat. Now, it's all non-perishables.
Hardly anything, and it's pretty sad, but we live on cans, that's it. Because the portions they give us now is like last less than 2 weeks. After that, it'll be all gone. And then you have to wait another 2 weeks again to get another boat to another food bank. So it is a little bit of a struggle.
That's because a lot more people are depending on the Salvation Army's food bank, while donations keep dropping.
That bothers me every day, because if they are getting emergency food from here, I know it's not necessarily the most nutritious. It is mostly fillers, right? It's canned goods and boxed goods again. My hope is that with their limited financial resources, they are buying some of the other things they need, but I know for a fact some aren't. Some are having to struggle with, do I pay my bills this month, or do I feed my family healthy food this month?
If this trend keeps going, Brichette says the Salvation Army could be in trouble.
My concerns are, will we hit a day where we have to say, okay, we have to serve less families or shut down on certain days? That would be a very, very last resort for us.
Officials with the city of Yellowknife and the territorial government say food insecurity is a growing challenge, and they're hoping greenhouses and community gardens will help. Meanwhile, Brichette has a message for those who still need to rely on the food bank.
Don't feel shame. You know, there's many people out there who are 1 or 2 or 3 paychecks from having to do the same thing.
He's hoping the Salvation Army can educate people on how to cook on a tight budget. Saloni Bugra, CBC News, Yellowknife.
Nunavut communities have struggled with food insecurity for decades. An Iqaluit artist has decided to reflect that issue in his work. One of his pieces has now made it to a major cultural stage in Canada. Artie Sarkisian has that story.
$3.59 for celery, $21.35 for shredded cheese, and $19.99 for a pack of cigarettes. Few people will see any beauty in that, but Iqaluit artist Jesse Tungulik found a way, and it got him all the way to the National Gallery in Ottawa. Over 2 years, he collected hundreds of receipts from grocery stores in Penguitu and Iqaluit, and in 2019, he assembled them into an art piece. This one.
I think it's actually gotten more poignant over time because you can actually see the prices from the receipts from 2019 and how much higher the prices of food has gotten since then.
The piece is called Feeding My Family, and for a few months it will be showcased in the National Art Gallery. It's part of a 3-month-long exhibition dedicated to Inuit art. It's called Kilanik. It features over 80 works by 70 artists and will run until September 20th. Its goal is to reflect the everyday life of people in the Arctic and the issues they face.
So many people are going hungry and not much is really being done about it.
Majority of Nunavut's residents live in food insecure households. Inuit Teperit Kanatami has cold food security, one of the gravest issues faced by Inuit. And month after month, Iqaluit's food center is breaking its own record for the number of meals served per day. Multiple federal programs have been introduced to help with the situation, but issues persist. Tungilik hopes his piece will help bring awareness to Nuna's food insecurity on the national stage. Artie Sarkisian, CBC News, Iqaluit.
There's a change coming to Alberta's provincial drug coverage in the fall. It'll determine whether province or workplace insurance pays for prescriptions first, and it applies to workers 65 and older. As Christine Birak explains, some say it could spark a shift throughout Canada.
A new Alberta law could soon drive up health insurance costs for businesses and spark a ripple effect across the country.
I'd be really surprised if the other provinces and premiers weren't watching this really closely.
Alberta is shifting primary health and drug coverage for workers 65 and older directly onto employers, meaning if those employees fill a drug prescription, the company's insurance provider, not the province, is now the first in line to pay. The legislation, Bill 11, bans employers from cutting benefits for active staff based on age. So industry estimates say employer health and drug bills could jump 2 to 5% on average.
Whether or not your employer decides to pass on some of those costs to employees is really going to be up to the employer.
All workers now face the possibility of higher copays and reduced or capped coverage and lower wage growth.
The cost of health insurance comes out of the wages of employees. And basically, as insurance and healthcare costs go up, wages grow more slowly over time.
Data shows 15% of seniors aged 65 and older are now in the workforce nationally. In Alberta, it's 17%.
It would just be another variable in the hiring process.
Small business owners are watching the changes closely. To manage costs, some may hire fewer older workers or switch to benefit-free contracts.
I'm more so worried that more of the cost of healthcare would be on the employer's side or just private side that we would have to pay for.
I suspect there's also a lot of uncertainty. There are a lot of things in here that make me wonder if they don't really conform to the Canada Health Act.
The new rule is set to take effect this fall, and with it, some experts say Alberta is paving the way for 2 tracks of healthcare, adding, as soon as that first domino falls, other provinces may soon follow. Christine Birak, CBC News, Toronto.
My name is Mayor Powder. I'm the host of Inuit Unikangit, a CBC North podcast. Over the past 2 years, I've discovered more interesting stories about resistance, travel, and the supernatural. I'm excited to share them with you. Listen to new episodes on CBC Listen or wherever you get your podcasts.
A claims program for harmed Canadians has begun as a result of a landmark tobacco settlement. If you smoked regularly before November 20th, 1998, and were diagnosed with lung cancer, throat cancer, emphysema, or COPD, you may qualify for a significant payment. To learn more, call 888-482-5852 or go to tobaccoclaimscanada.ca.
A career, a pathway to your future. And CBC is offering you the first step. Indigenous Pathways is a development opportunity for budding First Nations, Inuit, and Métis journalists. For details, visit cbc.ca/pathways.
Logically.
Avon Golagon.
I know.
I need a fresh start. I want to make our community a better place.
You guys, what is it?
It's gonna piss a lot of people off, Sam.
It's kind of the point.
I'm not going back.
And so the story continues.
You know that girl.
You gotta be careful around these people. They're not our friends.
The Yukon Invasive Species Council wants to stop the growth and spread of sweet clover in the territory. Sweet clover appears as branches of little white flowers. The plants can grow to 5 or 6 feet tall. They're popping up on roadsides, gardens, neighborhood green spaces, and gravel pits. Experts say the plant is a threat to local ecosystems due to its invasive nature.
In the Yukon, sweet clover is considered an invasive species, an invasive plant. And sort of more broadly, the problem with invasive plants is they come in, they take over an area, and they reduce biodiversity, number one, and they have all sorts of other trickle-down effects, negative effects on an ecosystem, on the people around it, and also on the culture and the communities which surround these plants. So sweet clover as an invasive in the Yukon, it does have some of those negative effects already, and as it continues to establish, those effects are going to keep on getting worse.
Brown says the impacts of the plant aren't always clearly seen. He says there's no plan for managing sweet clover in the territory. The council recommends early detection and rapid response. That involves pulling the plants from the base to remove the roots from the ground.
And clover has
2 new reservoirs are storing millions of liters of water for Dawson City, Yukon residents. The water will be used for drinking and wildfire response. Today, territorial and municipal officials gathered to mark the completion of the new reservoirs. They're replacing the town's old ones, which were built in 1978. The Yukon and federal governments spent nearly $10.5 million on the upgrade. Dawson City's mayor calls the completion a milestone towards bolstering community safety response.
These new tanks ensure that if a fire ever occurs, and God forbid, in one of the many large critical buildings in Dawson, our firefighters will have the water volume they need to respond effectively and safely. This is about protecting lives, and it is about protecting the investments that the governments have made in this community. And it's about ensuring that Dawson City remains a strong, resilient service center for the region.
In the event of a fire, reservoirs could sustain a constant flow of 5 hours. They're capable of pumping out 185 liters a second. The Inuit Broadcasting Corporation's first Tigulavut program is coming to an end. The 2-month program teaches film and media skills to Inuit youth. Bianca McEwen caught up with students in Iqaluit before a screening of their final projects.
All right.
The Inuit Broadcasting Corporation studio in Iqaluit is busy these days, getting everything ready for the finale of the Tigulavut program, a screening of the short films the students have produced. Rosemary Alevakata's film Us Together is a comedy inspired by one of her favorite shows.
My final project is inspired by Gilmore Girls. I love the little small town vibe, and that's what I aim for, but in Inuit communities and the comedy of Inuit humor.
She says she tried to incorporate Inuit humor into the film through Inuktitut and what she sees and hears in communities. Apak Johnston and Brooklyn Bodner have teamed up to make My Body, a horror short film where a man realizes his body is being controlled. Johnston says she was inspired by Inuit ghost stories and her love of horror films like Obsession. She says she's most proud of how her Inuktitut has improved throughout the program.
For somebody else's film, I voiced over my character in Inuktitut, and my dad was like, "You have really good pronunciation, like, where'd you learn that from?" I was like, "I don't know." That's just how it is.
Bodner, who is from Inuvik, says the most challenging part was working in Inuktitut.
I'm not an Inuktitut speaker, but our project has to be in Inuktitut, and as like the main editor, when I'm putting in their lines, thank God most of my classmates speak Inuktitut, so I could be like, hey, is this a real conversation? Does it make sense?
This is the first time the program is running, and Karen Prentice, IBC Executive Director, says they'd like it to continue, but it depends on if they can secure funding for next year, which has been very difficult to get. Johnston says the program has been a wonderful experience.
I've got to meet some great people within this industry and made lots of new friends.
and just learning all the ins and outs of the film industry.
The program's 14 short films will screen on Friday on IBC's Facebook and at Astro Theatre in Iqaluit. Bianca McEwen, CBC News, Iqaluit.
Elders from Paulatuk Northwest Territories were able to visit an old home yesterday. Cape Perry is about 100 kilometers north of the community. It used to be an early warning radar site, and there was a settlement there in the 1950s and 60s. One of the trip organizers says elders wanted to visit a small graveyard in the area, not just to pay their respects, but to check out the land as well.
For the grave site is, it's about, I think about 8 meters away from the bank where it's actually eroding. They were worried about the erosion towards the gravesite, and they went down to go assess the area.
Green says more than 20 people from Paulatuk visited Cape Perry. He says they'll meet to talk about what they saw, and it'll be up to elders and family members to decide what to do if erosion is threatening the graves. And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching. We leave you tonight with video of the vibrant fireweed at Kluane Lake in the Yukon. I'm Megan Roberts. Have a good night.